Are we at the dentist? What's happening? I have
We
an
did the
ottoman.
posture thing last week too.
I have an ottoman. Welcome back. Did you know that sitting for hours can be as detrimental to your body as smoking?
Oh, gosh.
True story studies suggest that sitting too long can lead to poor blood flow, weak muscles, and even early death.
So how long is too long to sit, and how often should we actually be getting up? Dr. Anna D is here with answers. This is terrifying.
No.
My gosh.
Hi, Doc.
Well, hi, good morning, guys.
What happens when you sit too long?
Yeah.
Well, when you sit too long, I mean, you have to think about it. Your arms are in front of you, your legs are in front of you. There's not much variability. So you're going to lose flexibility, coordination, balance, because you're not working on the things to the outside or to the back. Also, your posture might deteriorate because you might be slouching forward.
Yeah.
There might be circulatory issues, cardiovascular issues, because you're just in one position all the time. And then, of course, long-term health effects, type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular disease, different things like that. Yeah.
And regularity too.
Oh, yeah, because when you're standing up and moving, it gets the bowels moving.
You got a kid, yeah.
Well, I'm a recipe for disaster because I drive, I sit for work, I drive, I sit. Okay, so how long, is it true that sitting too long can be as detrimental as smoking?
Well, we have to consider when you're smoking, we know that there are, effects on your respiratory system, your cardiovascular system. So when you're sitting, you're sedentary and you're not working on those fluctuations in heart rates or your respiration. And then that can lead to issues.
I'm going to start smoking. What can you do to counteract the bad effects of sitting?
Well, of course, the ideal thing to do is get up and move around, walk around, take breaks, maybe every hour, get up and see if you could take that call while you're walking or while you're standing. Just doing movement breaks instead of just being in one position.
And you say it's okay, like once an hour is okay, or did you do it like every 15 minutes? Like, what do you think is like a good amount of time?
I would say if you're literally getting up and getting down every 15 minutes, you might forget to do it. So I would say set an alarm for probably every hour.
Okay. That's why the smartwatches tell you to take a break, start moving around. Okay, let's do something. First up, supporting the lower back. What's the proper way?
Well, for the viewers at home, I want to be able to show you how you could do it with an ergonomic chair or with whatever chair you have at home. So let's actually turn to face me.
Turn towards the teacher.
Yeah, turn to face me. And then Marisol, maybe you could come a little bit closer to me.
You want to push?
Yes.
Oh, yes, you have wheels over here. Okay, so when it comes to the lower back, we want to make sure that the arch of the lower back down here is preserved, so you're not slouching onto the chair.
Yeah.
So with this chair, there is a knob over here that kind of moves the...
Oh, wow.
Oh, well, actually, you should be sitting on it.
This is a schmancy chair.
Yeah. I mean, you have it on your chair as well. This little knob in the back.
I'm going to roll my knob.
That rolls it forward and rolls it back.
Oh,
How does that
it.
feel?
I feel it.
Yeah, it's kind of nice, right?
So have some sort of
I'm going to help you find your knob. Your knob is right over here.
You know what I use? I have a butt cushion. Is that thing good, or am I just losing my mind?
I would say at home, use some sort of a pillow that can be right over here.
Okay.
And in terms of the butt cushion, sure, if your chair is very, very hard and it's blocking circulation, it's going to help.
Okay.
So the next thing, you feeling comfortable over here?
I feel great.
Great. So we want to make sure our arms are not shrugging on our chairs, because I could see Ben over here, he's all shrugged up.
I'm very shrugged.
We actually have little flaps on the sides of the chair that allow the armrest to kind of just drop down.
Drop it.
Who's got this chair?
Her.
Oh
my gosh.
This is from a brand called Hinomi.
This is amazing.
So it was very nice of them to let us borrow the chairs.
Your arms should be where, ideally?
Basically, actually, you could even turn the armrest in.
What?
So that way your elbows could be nice and at your sides and your shoulders are not shrugging.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as long as they're not shrugging, you're okay. Like they could be at a right angle, but as long as you're not shrugging, you're fine.
As long as you're not shrugging and you're nice and relaxed. So that means even if you're, let's say, sitting in the car, you shouldn't have your arms out in the windowsill.
I do that all the time.
I know. It's so comfortable.
How am I supposed to look cool without putting my arm out the window?
You could never look cool.
Well, you're going to get, skin damage from the sun.
Good point.
But anywho, also, one more thing. I am noticing that your feet is kind of just not quite planted onto the ground, right? So we want to make sure at a 90-degree angle, we can feel our feet on the ground.
If I did not have these heels on, I would need this little ottoman.
Would you want a little thingy? Is that okay to have a thingy?
Yes. You could actually have some sort of a box right over here to help put your feet on top in order to make sure you're shifting some of your weight onto your feet as opposed to having all of the weight being put on the spinal column. And then of course, we have to consider the neck rest. Yeah, because I could see with yours, it's all the way back there.
I'm a mess.
Should our
No
necks
worries.
be like, should our spine just be one line, like not like this?
Oh, actually, the spine is supposed to have curves to it in order
really?
to prevent pain. So actually, with these, we can actually pull the headrest more forward.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, this chair is
and
nuts.
for the viewers at
We're doing
home,
a sales thing for this chair?
well, this is not QVC, so
I
we
know,
try not to
right?
make it like that right now.
We'd be falling in our face if
Yeah,
it
they're
was.
under a lot. Anywho.
So the neck, the shoulders, the arms,
Yes,
the feet
yes.
firmly planted,
And
the
of
lower
course,
back.
at home, feel free to use pillows. So you
Yeah.
could put a pillow back over here. You could put a pillow, right at the armrest. And even on an airplane, if you don't have a pillow, you could use a rolled up shirt.
Yep.
You could even move your fanny pack back over
To the
here
back.
if you
Look at
have
this.
a
To the fanny.
Yeah, yeah.
I was going to say, because flying is it could be a 7-hour flight and you're sitting
Yeah.
there the entire
Yeah.
time. So
Yeah.
it's
Or
important to do that.
traffic on the FDR.
Traffic on the FDR are also
But
7
as you
hours.
can see, we're all different body types right,
Right.
now. How tall are you, Ben?
Way too tall.
Way too tall?
Like 6'2".
Oh.
Yeah, you're welcome. I know.
Right? We're all different body types. I'm
Yeah.
33 weeks pregnant.
Exactly.
and
I'm
then
5'2". So here we are.
Yeah, yeah. So it's very important to know that chairs are kind of like the scaffolding that holds your spine in its proper position.
Okay.
But of course, it's important that you're able to use your own muscles, exercise, stretch.
So you adjust the chair to however you need it.
And if you don't have a fancy one, use the pillows, use the fanny pack.
Yes.
I think you can be creative with
Or
it.
use the box.
Or use the box.
Brianna,
Yeah.
thank you so much.
Thank you.
For more information on how you can protect your back and neck, follow Unity Chiro Wellness on Instagram.